And right into the stretch. Looking back and throws up the middle. Rose is on his way around. Picked up by Otis.
Here comes the ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Here comes the ready or not. How you like me now? I say, here comes the boom, ready or not. Here comes the boys from the south. Boom, here comes the boom, ready or not. How you like me now?
You don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati.
You are watching live the best damn Cincinnati sports podcast this side of the Bengal barn. I'm Santori Miles. We got Bengal Dad. How we doing? How we doing?
I'm doing as good as I can do with struggling with this baseball team. But there's other things in life besides baseball. I just struggle to find too many of them that I care about.
Well, we're going to start off the old-fashioned way with some sponsors. Imagine, if you will, the Reds can't win a game. The manager doesn't seem to be any better, even though I think he's better, but we're not getting better results. We can't hit, can't run, can't steal bases. We can't field. But we're doing great beyond that. What do? You go home, you pop up in the freezer, you grab some mead, and you drown your sorrows with brimming horn metering. Look at that. I got it timed up right. We actually look like a freaking functioning podcast. Call our guys out in Delaware. Brimming horn meadery, great stuff. Is it wine? Is it mead? Is it beer? I don't really know. It's sweet, it's good, and it takes the edge off when your team sucks. Use our code HOOT89 to get 15% off 2 bottles or more. Basically helps cover shipping. Now, for Dad's new favorite catchphrase that he likes, down in Lebanon, Ohio, we got a coffee shop founded by our buddy Steve Huff. Got some great stuff. They got ice cream. They got batting cages we can't find. They got some amazing coffee. They got sandwiches. What do we say, Dad?
Go script yourself.
Go script yourself. Going down I-71 and 275 East, we come to Loveland, Ohio for Midwest best barbecue. They got wings. They got pulled pork. They got ribs. They got all kinds of good shit, mac and cheese. They also got ice cream.
Ice cream.
Go visit our folks down there. Go get some damn good barbecue. Really the best barbecue you can find. And last but not least, our
Chop
boy,
shop.
Pork Chop. Pork Chop in the Chop Shop, 513. Get some great shirts. Get some rally gear. We got hats, hoodies, phone cases, T-shirts, all kinds of good stuff. We don't even get a cut of it. It all just probably goes back to Pork Chop and Project Game Day, quite frankly. But I'm okay to have it out there. We're advertising. We're good people. Now, we got some shit to talk about.
I think Francona needs some mead with his bubble gum.
Probably.
Can he get away with drinking mead in the dugout?
Why not?
They may not know what it is.
We can light people on fire in the dugout. Why can't we have some Brimmenhorn?
There you go.
All right. Reds week in review. Week hasn't been so hot. What's the record? You know this stuff better than I do.
3 under.
Oh, my God.
Have they been under 500 or within like one game of 500 or a game over for like the last decade?
Yeah. I was talking to Dale about this, and it's like that's kind of the like plateau for the team. They get real close to 500, and they just can't ever break over. They can't do it. I don't know what it is.
The Detroit Tigers have 40 wins.
Listen.
What's up with that? What did they do?
The 500 record has the same invisible shield around it that Ben Roethlisberger used to have. You can do the Michael Johnson hello, get close, but you can never quite get there. Man, they're brutal.
The Reds are a very, very, very poor baseball team.
They're just bad.
From management, upper front office management, all the way down through the. I mean, I've seen the Bat Boys make a few plays, but then I saw one pick up a double the other day. That was typical of a Reds Bat Boy.
He ain't made an error yet. I'd say that much. All right, so we're going to run down some batting averages here. Benson
you know that's not a stat they care about anymore.
I don't care. I still care.
Okay.
It's my show. They can fuck off if they don't like the batting averages.
There you go.
So, I said Cedric Benson. Rest his soul. Benson. Will Benson. 214. Ellie, 278. Espinal, fat goose egg for the week. Friedel, 368. Lux 286, Steer 235, Stevenson 333, Fraley 111, and old Matt McLean, who I know is somebody you want to talk about here in a minute, hitting the old 071. We have 3 doubles between those guys, 4 home runs, and a measly 13 RBIs from the main 8 in the last week.
I wonder why they're not winning baseball games.
Right. They are tied for last in baseball in doubles and triples. They are 29th in on-base percentage, 28th in batting average, and 24th in RBIs. So basically, they just don't hit. Pitching, a lot nicer. Guys with a sub-4 ERA, because that's kind of what I care about. If you're under 4, you're doing your job, in my opinion. Abbott, Lodolo, Green, Barlow, Jabot, Suter, Richardson, Rogers, Pagan. Guys with a 0 ERA over the last 5 games. Abbott, Lodolo, Barlow, Jabot, Suter, Richardson, Rogers, and Pagan. So there's some decent pitching going on.
And they still can't win.
Nope. As a team, they are 11th in runs given up. They've only given up 17 runs in the last 5 games.
And they still can't win.
Yep. Team ERA is 3.2, and the WHIP is 1.29, which is right in the middle of the pack. They're fine pitching as a staff. I mean, they have some oopsies every now and then. I know Ashcraft had a rough week. I know Santillan got detonated in a third of an inning. Beyond that, the numbers across the board look fine. They got to hit a little better. And they'll bring us to our boy here, McLean. 071 this week. What are we doing, brother?
I just like I told you earlier, he's got a case of the Baker Mayfields.
Mm-hmm.
He had a chance at a nice contract. He bet on himself. Now he's stressing on himself. He's in his head. He's looked like he's late on every swing. He is like so tentative at the plate. Now, again, I don't know if he falls in this category, but I do have an observation for you.
Okay.
I could be out in left field, but I know baseball pretty well. I'm probably not in left field. I'm probably on this one. I think when you see players consistently check swings, that means they're not seeing the ball well. They're actually trying to get too early of a start, and then they're trying to hold themselves up. The Reds have a lot of players that do a lot of check swinging. They're up there guessing. Their confidence level is very low, and they're just not professional hitters. They're really not.
It's overcompensating for not being confident in what you're doing, is what it is. Yeah. And the whole team's not confident. They're just.
No, I think McLean is getting lately in the last few days, an excessive amount of blame. I'm seeing like McAllister picking on his defense. I think he's playing decent defense.
I haven't seen anything atrocious. Well, he's never been that kind of guy. No. It's not like if Brandon Phillips went in a run where, every once in a blue moon he'd have a couple games in a row where it looks like he forgot how to play second base. But we're talking a guy that's never particularly been a good defensive second baseman. He's okay.
He was a little better than India, and he's still a little better than India as far as a defensive player. But he just can't figure it out at the plate. I thought it was ridiculous last night, though. There was an interview after the game with – I don't even know what to call him. He's numbnuts now. Francona is numbnuts to me. A reporter asked him why he let Hamster hit with 2 outs in the 9th inning down by a run and didn't pinch hit him with McLean. He said, I was going to use McLean as a pinch runner. And then he said, what about hitting for Hampson? And Francona said something along the lines of, what else did you want me to do? What did you want me to do with McLean? I mean, the only difference between David Bell and Terry Francona, in my opinion, now, not the fact that he won a couple World Series back in the day, are the sound bites. That's the only difference I see between the two guys. There's
he gives a far better interview.
Yeah, he gives a better interview. That's about it. He does a dab. Okay, he does a dab in the dugout. But I mean, what is he doing? You know this as well as I do. In football, in baseball, probably in basketball, but I don't follow it that close. When you consistently lose close games,
It's on
and
the
you're
coach.
doing it year after year after year, at some point you got to stop blaming the players. A manager has to figure out a way to put the right lineup out there, to instill in his guys to not quit, and to find a way to manufacture a run. And the Reds never manufacture runs. That's why they always lose close games. And they don't capitalize in situations when they can extend leads. They go dormant. They did this all the way back to Dusty Baker. They would go dormant, have a good first inning and do nothing for the next 6 or 7 innings and maybe score a run late. It's a sad state of affairs. And this team, I think you were the one that said it. This team is just littered with just average baseball players that get hyped.
They got a bunch of like number 7 hitters.
Yeah, they hardly have anybody that has remarkable talent. Ellie has remarkable talent, but again, I think he's going to fall into that 10-cent head category again. I think that's what's going to happen. I wanted to do a little. Well, before I go into my little exercise, the biggest problem I have with the Reds, and this is the auto versus manual. If you want to put this into the car business type of deal, the Reds players could never drive a manual transmission because none of them know how to handle things in the clutch. They can't. They don't know how to. They would not know how to drive the car because a clutch is foreign to them. There's not a single player that rises to the occasion. There might be a couple. There may be a couple. But on a 25-man roster, you probably don't have more than 4 or 5 people that, in my opinion, you could maybe win a World Series with if they were surrounded by a proper roster of players. But I'd say 20 out of the 25 we could do without right now.
Who are your 5?
Well, my 5, again, keep in mind, is because I believe these are the kind of players that have the mental makeup that the moment doesn't get too big and they can be clutch.
Okay.
I'll start with the pitching staff. I'm a little leery on him, but he's pitching well. He's pitching tonight. Let me get my list out. Hunter Green. I think you have to hang with Hunter Green because his stuff is so good, and he looks like he is progressively getting better and better. So
I'll say he looks like he has mental toughness to handle a big situation.
Yeah. Abbott impresses the hell out of me. He reminds me so much of Tom Browning.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't seem to get rattled. I don't think the game's too big for him.
He's very calm.
Other guys are going to disagree as I continue to go here. I like Martinez. I know he makes a boatload of money. He does give up some hits occasionally, but he's just one of those kind of pitchers that's going to give you a bunch of innings. He will be really good on a good team. But you expect an awful lot out of him. He's like a number 4 or 5 starter.
Mm-hmm.
But I
think
think
like a 3.
He's more than capable. I love his enthusiasm. He would play for me. I like Suter. Suter doesn't get rattled either. Again, may not have the best numbers on the team. I'm not talking numbers now. I'm talking a guy that can enter a game in a big moment and not fall apart, which is what we saw everybody do seemingly against the Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
But he's one of those guys that I would bank on that could pull it out. The other pitcher is Ian Jabot.
Drumstick!
I like Drumstick.
I don't like Drumstick.
I do. Drumstick just comes in and throws strikes. That's all he does. He just comes in. He's not afraid of any hitter. He comes after him, throws strike after strike after strike. He's no nonsense. I can't stand pitchers that get ahead with two strikes and then start nibbling. All of a sudden, it's 3-2. Those are my pitchers.
Okay.
No Lodolo. No anybody else. No. There's nobody else.
I don't disagree. They seem to be pretty steady guys.
My position players. I'm only keeping 2.
You like one that I think a lot of people are going to go, ugh, when you say it, too.
Oh, I know they are.
Because his numbers haven't been good. Specifically in the clutch, they haven't been good. But I'll let you go.
Espinal.
That's him.
Espinal, you can put him anywhere. He's a great defensive player. He can hit. He's a good number 2 hitter. I know that Bryce Spalding, he has a real problem with him hitting second against right-handers. I don't disagree with that because he doesn't hit righties well. Just drop him in the order.
He's really, really bad against right-handers. I'll say that.
Well, the Reds are losing 1-0 already after 4 pitches.
All right.
Hunter Green may fall off my list. And then my other player is Friedel. Friedel is a winner.
Yep.
He plays the game right. He will help you a ton on defense. The only thing wrong with Friedel is he's got a weak ass arm. He shouldn't be a center fielder. He should be a left fielder.
Left.
But other than that, the guy he's scrappy. He gives you a good at bat most of the time.
He's a plus defender.
He's fundamentally sound. Everybody else can go, in my opinion. I know everybody's going, oh, my God, you can't get rid of Ellie.
I want to add one.
Trade Ellie today and fleece somebody. Because there are people that think he's the greatest thing of all time. And he might turn out to be. We're not going to keep him anyway. Why would we screw around with this?
One
if
guy
you
that I would –
yourself 2 or 3 super solid players, which you could probably get for him, you could start to rebuild this thing quickly.
One guy I would add on offense, and unfortunately, it's an injury thing.
Is Hayes. Yep. If you can't play, I don't need you.
I understand. Best abilities, availability. I do follow that. But if we're talking about an in the moment guys that can handle it, he's one.
Oh, he might be able to handle it, but you can't count on him.
No.
I mean, this season's only 2 months old, and I'm just wondering by the end of the year if he's even going to play half the games.
Right.
So that's my opinion of the type of player, the players on this team that I would keep. And again, it's not because of their numbers. It's because of their mental makeup. You win championships with players that you can count on. And I think you can count on those players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I love Marte, but again, he can't stay healthy, or he can't keep away from the steroids or whatever the case is. I love CES, but he's had enough chances. That guy can't hit. He can't hit quality pitching. He can hit AAA pitching, but he comes up here and he can't hit.
Mm-hmm. Which tells me it's probably just a mental thing than physical.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I just can't deal with guys that constantly have mental problems that can't get out of their own way. I mean, that the mental in sports is probably more than physical. You've got to be able to handle that, or you'll never ever be able to perform.
90% of the game is half mental.
Yes, it is, Yogi.
It's so true. I mean, back when I was coaching, I really didn't care what the talent was around me. It was more I just want them to be confident in what they're doing. And then typically whoever you have out there is more than athletic enough to do what they're supposed to do, or they wouldn't have an opportunity to even be there, right? That filter's caught early.
Yep.
So I really just – and that's why I love dumbed-down systems. Give me a system that the guys don't have to think, and I can just let the athlete take over. Then I can go find a great athlete who maybe isn't the sharpest in the playbook or isn't really, apt to fighting through those things. I can be like, look, all you got to do is read 1-2, hit, and go. And you get these great situations and all this production, and oh my God, what's going on? It's like, yeah, we just made it easy.
My
coaches do the thinking. When the players have to start thinking, it's a problem.
My thought process in this whole thing, and people are going to kind of see a trend when I mention a couple players. Other players that I would put on this team, because you can get players from these other teams that they won't value as high as the guys that can hit the dramatic home run.
The money ball guys.
Sal Frelick for the Brewers. Guy's a 300 hitter, gives you a good at bat all the time, and an above average defensive player. that kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Horner, I think his name is for the Cubs. Nico Horner, my kind of player. Those guys, the bell rings, the moment's not too big. You get Ellie De La Cruz in a big moment, I guarantee you, he's hitting a dribbler to second, or he's taking strike 3 down the middle and bailing away from it. The moment's too big for Ellie. They really, really need to move him. I would move him at the trade deadline, and I would fleece somebody.
How do I get a guy like Acuna? You talk about a guy that lives up to a moment. I know he's your big home run hitter, but
he's your big. Those
he's
are the
a
kind of
moment
guys
guy.
that this team can't afford.
Fair.
And again, I'm trying not to put money into it. If I was
Well, you
that
have
worried
to
about
with
it,
the
I
Reds.
wouldn't be paying Martinez $20 million.
You have to with the Reds, though.
Right, you
because
have
that's
to.
the game.
But there are plenty of players around the league that are probably the 6th or 7th best player on their team that you could bring in.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the kind of players, like the old Ryan Friels, those are the players that are going to give you everything every night. And I know people love the home run, but there's nothing more exciting to be watching a guy bust his ass and go first to third and just basically what Ellie used to do. Ellie, I think, is already Cadillacing.
He is.
He's either hurt or he's Cadillacing. He hit a soft dribbler to the right side yesterday that the second baseman and shortstop almost ran into each other, and they still threw him out at first. Billy Hamilton would have been 4 steps past the bag. Ellie doesn't see something's wrong. Something's wrong with Ellie, and I really don't want to. I mean, it'll be easy to keep him if he keeps doing this. I know he's getting some RBIs. He's got a week where he hit a few home runs, but he'll go a week where he'll hit.
I'll say that the run production's there with Ellie. He is scoring, he is driving in runs, which is it's probably like 75% of the battle, quite frankly. But the reason everybody's enamored with him is also the speed aspect.
Right, and if he's not going to continue to do that,
then he's not worth the giant money. He's just a bat then. And I mean, I can find a guy to hit, 245, hit 30 home runs and drive in 95. His name's Jay Bruce. No one's going to give Jay Bruce in his prime in this era $700 million because that's the number we're hearing. $500 million to plus.
Anyway, that's how I feel about it. By the way, Espinal's hitting 7th tonight against a righty.
Hey!
Francona woke up a little bit there.
Moving on to the last one. And I know this is going to be where you say the same thing you've said to me every day for the last, 7 days.
Yep.
96 days to go.
96 days.
What do you always say to me? What have you been saying for the last, 2 weeks?
It's never going to get here.
It's never going to get here.
Well, I saw that Peyton Manning was down at
the sheriff was in town wearing
looking really stupid, wearing the Anderson jersey and the helmet that was kind of flopping around on his head.
Well, they had him wearing a throwback helmet. They had him wearing a throwback jersey. They had him and Zach Taylor looking at a 1969 Bengals pamphlet. There's a lot of throwback stuff for a year that they announced that you can start adding more combinations.
Yeah, do you think there was some hints going on there?
Do you think there were hints going on? Do you think that they were filming a promo for a game and they just want to have Manning ready to talk about it? Are we doing it for a Monday night game that he's doing the Manning cast so they have all his shit together? Or were they just having fun? Because I have a hard time believing that he just came down here to wear all the throwback stuff and do all the throwback stuff for them to not do anything with it.
Yeah, there was no sense in him wearing any of that unless there's
a promo, there's footage, there's something's going on. My assumption is because they haven't released the uniform schedule yet that there's going to be a 69 throwback game or a 70 throwback game. God, I hope it's against the Browns. We could confuse the shit out of everybody.
Or it could be a 79 or an 80 throwback game.
Could.
They didn't change that uniform.
They didn't get the actual stripes to 81.
Right. The stripes in the helmet, everything changed in 81.
What a time to be alive that I didn't experience.
What else we got?
Here, give me your sage wisdom, your life experience from 44 years ago.
44 years ago.
1981.
Okay.
What was that like when they released all the stripes on the uniform and the helmet? What was your thought process there? Because you'd have been, what, like 16, 17?
Yeah, I was 16 when they did it. It
Okay,
was
well-
neat because it was something new, and it was just something fresh. Everybody liked it. I mean, some people made fun of the helmets, but it was neat.
Make fun of the helmet all you want. It's one of the most iconic helmets in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I still like the white one. I think that's my favorite helmet in the NFL.
It's unique. I'm not
I
sure. It's
love-
my favorite.
I love the white Bengal helmet.
I mean, my take on the other thing is, because I've seen people posting, do you think they should stripe it for the night game, or what do you like better, striping it or the whiteout?
The whiteout is by far the best.
Yeah, because it involves the whole field too.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I like about it.
I want to see him put a white leaping tiger in the middle. Of
Uh-oh. Ellie's in trouble. He just had a check swing. So he's not seeing the ball, and his confidence isn't there, and he's jumping at it.
So he's either going to swing and miss over a off-speed pitch in the dirt, or he's going to take a fastball down the can.
It's probably not going to be a productive at bat, and maybe me talking negatively will change the law.
Maybe.
I don't think
Maybe
so.
we just need to
He
talk
just took
shit
a
until he's
second
good.
check swing on a pitch that was out of the zone for strike two.
Let's talk shit until he's good. We're going to put it out there into the universe. We are going to be verbally responsible for Ellie De La Cruz turning into a megastar.
I'll tell you what, those first two check swings didn't look like somebody you're paying $700 million to. And he struck out on 3 pitches. That's the $700 million man.
What was the third pitch?
It was a swing and a miss on a high fastball.
Okay.
Ellie can't do a fastball either.
I do want to give him lenience for like 2 days.
Yeah, what? I know it. I know where you're going with it.
Well, that would mess with me too. Don't roll your eyes at someone's sister dying. I mean,
I'm not rolling about that, but it won't mess with a lot of people. It's a release. This is where he doesn't think about it.
Maybe not. Everybody's a little different there. I'm going to give him some leniency.
Everybody's different. I know not everybody's Brett Favre, but
Right.
everybody's different.
No, I'm going to give him some leniency for a couple days.
I just think he was overmatched in that at bat. I don't think it had anything to do with
No,
anything.
I'm not saying it has something to do with it. I'm just giving him a pass for a couple days with that stuff.
What else we got?
That's it.
I mean, it used to be the abyss of sports was, very, very tail end of January until about the tail end of February.
Now it's
Now
June.
the abyss is until when the Bengals do their last play until the first play. Baseball in this town doesn't even need to happen, in my opinion. And I love baseball, but my God, it's so bad. Our ownership is so pathetic. Money is the only thing that matters to that ownership group, and you cannot win when money is the only thing. The reason Mike Brown spends the money is he's going to get it either way, and he's expected to spend up to a certain amount. You don't have that expectation in baseball.
Nope.
And it's funny the way Castellini still gets more of a pass than Mike Brown does. And that makes no sense to me. Castellini has taken an institution of the Cincinnati Reds and turned them into a pathetic baseball team.
Mike Brown's accomplished more.
Well, Castellini isn't a damn thing. They got to the playoffs and lost. I mean, without winning a series.
I'll say this: Mike Brown's been to 3 Super Bowls, 2 as a GM, 1 as an owner. Not many people.
I don't know what it's going to take. It's seriously going to take ownership that cares more about winning and has already made their money, and they want to do it for the fans. You're going to have somebody like that, and I don't know who in the world that is around here. Certainly wasn't Carl Lindner.
Where's our Mark Cuban?
We don't have a Mark Cuban.
I need a Mark Cuban. Help! Someone! If you're out there.
I mean, I understand wanting to make money, but you're going to make money regardless. And if you this city will support a team that actually can win. They just haven't seen one in so long. Half the fans don't even know what it's like to win in baseball. They haven't experienced it.
I haven't.
They've won one World Series in 50 years.
I haven't seen anything. I was born and they striked, and it was all downhill from there.
Yeah. I don't know. I just watch this team, and I just see a boring baseball team that doesn't have any enthusiasm. They don't push the running game. They don't take extra bases. I mean, Steer laid down a surprise bunt yesterday, which about knocked me off the couch. But they do that like once every 2 or 3 months. Like all of a sudden that makes them innovative and aggressive and scrappy. Terry Francona thinks it's just his presence in the dugout is going to make a difference. It doesn't work that way.
That's all we got, I think.
That's probably all we got. I know I'm always negative anymore, but I can't help it. What do I have to be positive about right now? Let's get to football season and see if they can sprinkle some sunshine on me.
That first pick six is going to hurt.
Well, knowing the Bengals, it'll happen on the first play of the game.
It has happened before.
Yeah, and they won't play Burrow in the preseason. They won't play the offensive line, and they're going to get what they deserve. They're going to be going against Cleveland's defense. They'll probably have 9 sacks on Burrow.
You sound like you're ready for football season.
I am so ready for football. I need something aggressive. There's nothing aggressive about the Reds. They just sit there and they accept losing, and it's okay.
Well, they're all getting their paychecks. There's no discipline. There's no want to for anything. It's just they show up, they get paid, they leave.
Yep.
Where else are you going to go?
Yeah, I don't think he wants to say that right now.
You could. Yeah, that's what we need. We need someone to say something absolutely bonkers in the city to just implode. Maybe that's what we need to happen. We need a we talking about practice moment.
Yeah, it can't be you and I. It's got to be somebody that kind of means something.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well.
Oh, great show.
All right. I'm out of here. I want to go to bed. 96 days.
To who day?
Just a touch over 3 months. We're almost there.
Just a touch. 4 days beyond 3 months.
All right. Well, thank you to everybody for tuning in. Be back next week to complain some more. Au revoir.
See ya.